breathe again on another breath of fresh air, Shorty. I'm your host, Charles Taylor, and got another interesting topic for you as we end or get ready to come close to the end of the work week. So, you guys know how much Patrick Brackett and I aren't fans of lists, of people's all-time lists and comparisons on who's better than who. We're not really big fans about that, and we don't really get into it too much. But when we do, it's it's interesting. It's interesting to get into the topics just to see what everybody is thinking, and a lot of times it's just I don't know. It, we don't like it. Let's just put it that way. But of course, there is a top five list out there that is making a little bit of news, and that list belongs to former Boston Celtics player, or great if you want to call him great. I mean, he was a great player. So we'll go former Boston Celtics great Paul Pierce. Now, Paul Pierce was recently on ESPN, and he made a top five list. And LeBron James, the Los Angeles Lakers forward, formerly of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Miami Heat as well, but he wasn't on Paul Pierce's top five list, and everybody threw a fit. Everybody threw just a public outcry on why he wasn't on this list. So here was Paul Pierce's list. So I'm just looking down here, making sure I got everything written down here. He had Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant. Now, those five, really, there's nothing wrong with that list, honestly. And I don't think anybody should kill Paul Pierce for having those five on there and not having LeBron James on there. If I'm going to dive into the list, I'm going to say LeBron is probably better than Kobe Bryant. And I say that because when we look at everything that has happened in their career, Kobe Bryant, don't get me wrong, he had a great career. But I don't even think he's the greatest Laker of all time, let alone one of the greatest players of all time. I still think that's Magic Johnson as far as all-time Laker great. But if you're looking at it from a championship standpoint, let's look at it from there because everybody wants to always jump to the rings. Kobe Bryant does have 5 rings. LeBron has 3. Here's the thing, though. In 3 of those rings Kobe Bryant won, he wasn't even the best player on the team. It was Shaquille O'Neal. When the Lakers had their three-peat running between the years 2000 and 2002, Shaquille O'Neal won the NBA Finals MVP all 3 of those years. And then Kobe got the 2 rings in 2009 and 2010, and that gave him a total of 5. So, yeah, he has more rings than LeBron, but he wasn't even the man on 3 of those rings. LeBron has been the man on his teams pretty much ever since he got into the league. Now, say what you want about LeBron, and y'all know that Patrick and I were not big LeBron fans at all. We think he is a great player, but he's a drama queen, and he has a huge ego, and I guess for good reason he has it. But I mean, he's a once in a generation player. To be honest with you, no matter what we say, no matter what criticism we have of him, he is, like I said, a once in a generation player, and there's no denying how good he has been since he's been into the league. He has come in with a lot of hype, and a lot of people who come in with the hype LeBron James did, they don't live up to it. LeBron has been one of the few guys who has lived up to the hype and probably has exceeded that hype when you look at his career. And his career's not over yet. It's just that simple. And he still has, I'd say, about maybe 2-3 years left of playing at an elite level. And who knows? He could end up as the all-time leading scorer. He has a few more points to catch up with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time leading scorer. But it is possible he could get there. So, yeah, we'll see how everything goes. First of all, we have to see if this season continues. But LeBron has a real chance to be on anybody's top five list. As it is, he's probably on a lot of people's top five list. But back to Paul Pierce's list. I think there's a little bit of saltiness there. If we're gonna be honest with ourselves. Paul Pierce, if you remember, when he was on the Boston Celtics with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen for a few of those years before he went to the Miami Heat himself, or before Ray Allen went to the Miami Heat. They had some battles. LeBron James' teams, first with Cleveland and then with Miami, they had some big time battles with the Boston Celtics. When he was with Cleveland, uh, those teams couldn't beat Boston. 2008, they got knocked out in the conference semifinals. 2010, again, knocked out in the conference semifinals. So LeBron said to himself, "You're probably not going to be able to beat these guys down in or up in Cleveland. So let me go down to Miami and join forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, who had their own run-ins with the Celtics. They couldn't beat them, so they said they'll go ahead and combine, and things started to change. Miami knocked out Boston, knocked Boston out of the playoffs in 2011, knocked them out in the Eastern Conference semifinals. 2012 knocked them out in the Eastern Conference Finals. Then they met again, and I'm talking about the two players, LeBron James and Paul Pierce. They met again in 2014. This time, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett were members of the Brooklyn Nets. Miami took them out in 5 games. So they've had some monumental battles in the playoffs, and Paul Pierce wasn't getting the best of these battles. So I can see a little saltiness creeping in. And then, I mean, it's Paul Pierce. He kind of says some things that aren't really the smartest anyway. So you could pretty much take this with a grain of salt. Of course, everybody is going to be in an uproar, in a public outcry about how he didn't have LeBron James on the list. I know I made cases for a lot of the other players, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Bill Russell. I don't think anything really needs to be said about those four. I mean, I think they're going to be on pretty much everybody's top list of players anyway, just based off of what they did. And Kobe, he'll be on a lot of those lists too, depending on who you talk to. But it's hard not to have LeBron as a top five player, no matter what I might say about him, no matter what other disagreements I might have with people about LeBron. He is a top five player, and when he's finished playing, he will probably go down as one of the top 3 or 4 players the game has ever seen. It just depends on how everything plays out. I know a lot of people, you have your Michael Jordan fans, you have your Magic fans, you have your Kobe fans, you have your LeBron fans. You have fans of players all the time, and they are going to be up in arms, arguing with each other for their guy. But with this Paul Pierce list, I'm not going to really kill him for the list, but yeah, there's probably a little bit of saltiness in there as for why he left LeBron James out of his top 5 list. Well, that's what I'm breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all get on to the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and also keep the likes coming on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page as well. Hopefully Patrick has his shorty and we'll be able to get that to you guys tomorrow. Until then, everybody have a great Thursday. Take care, stay safe out there, and we will talk soon.